Up until now, we have been using Teach Mode and Rero Animator to make our robots move. We have also explored Rero Planner in the previous lesson. All these are tools to program our robots to achieve different goals. Sensors enable a robot to gather information from the surroundings. But how do we actually tell the robot what to do in response to the environment? Well, that is where programming kicks in. Robot programming is the process of creating a list of instructions that tells a robot how to perform a task. Programming enables a robot to perform tasks autonomously. The most important thing about programming is getting the list of instructions right in the first place. Think about making a chicken cheeseburger. How do we prepare a chicken cheeseburger? Firstly, we need to have all the right ingredients. Then we put together the burger. The sequence is important here. You should start with the bun bottom, followed by the chicken patty, cheese, tomato, lettuce, and top it off with bun. Now, what would happen if we do not follow the correct sequence? This is definitely not a burger as we know it. The same goes to programming. It is important to get your sequence of instructions in the correct order. Otherwise your robot will not be able to perform the tasks correctly. A good program allows your robot to perform the task it is given accurately and repeatedly. More importantly, it allows your robot to make correct decisions based on the input from the sensors. Now let's take a look at the puppy robot from the previous lesson. When the head IR sensor detects an object, the puppy would nod its head. Before we jump into programming our robot, it is a good practice to define the tasks we want the robot to perform. We can illustrate the sequence in the form of a flowchart. Let's consider the flowchart for our puppy robot. It begins with a start block. Then it comes to a decision block. If an obstacle is detected, the robot will nod its head and loop back to decision block. Otherwise, it lifts up its head and loops back to decision block. Next, we can translate the flowchart into an actual robot program using any programming language, such as C, C++, BASIC, Python, and so on. In the Rero system, we use a graphical programming software called Rero Planner. With Rero Planner, you do not need to learn difficult programming syntax as in other programming languages in order to get started. For example, this is the program we created to make the puppy robot nod its head when an object is detected. As you can see, it is very similar to the flowchart, but with more details. The program starts by checking the head IR sensor. If no obstacle is detected, it commands the servo motor to lift up the head, and loops back to check head IR sensor. If we put our hand in front of the sensor, this program will instruct the servo motor to move the head down. Wait for a while. Lift up the head. And wait for a while again. This nods the head. Lastly, it loops back to check head IR sensor, and the cycle continues forever. The two most basic programming elements are decision and loop. Looping means running your program, or a portion of your program, repeatedly. It allows your program to execute a sequence again and again. The decision, or sensor block, allows your robot to make decisions based on the sensor reading. For example, with the head IR sensor, you can make your robot nod its head when it detects an obstacle. The process of programming is like forming the mind of the robot. How smart your robot is depends largely on the program you write. Now let's see how we can apply these concepts in our rero robots.